Okay, good morning. Welcome to
FunMath95.
FunMath95. Today we're in section 3.2 of Art of Problem Solving's Algebra book, which is a little bit more complex equation solving. Grab that eraser. And so we were just kind of working through it. So I made up a sort of medium single variable equation to solve here. And we'll work through it, and we'll talk about some of the principles that you have to use when solving these equations. Sorry, there's a little leftover smudge here from yesterday's movie. All right, so first of all, when you're trying to solve a linear equation, that means just one variable and the powers to the first power, so nothing too complicated.
Yeah.
What's the idea? What are you going to do to solve it?
Group the numbers with the numbers and the variables with the variables.
Okay, we want to group the numbers with the numbers and the variables with the variables. So what are you going to do specifically to this equation?
Well, first I'm going to multiply by 2 on both sides.
Okay, multiply by 2 on both sides.
To get rid of this little fraction.
Alright, so what do you get when you multiply this entire equation by 2? What's the new equation?
4x.
Let me write.
4x plus 3.
Okay, so this side, when you multiply by 2, I multiply 2 times this and 2 times this, and I get 4x plus 3 equals
minus 2x plus 12.
Minus 2x plus 12. Okay, that's a perfectly good way to start, if you ask me.
Now, let's add 2x to both sides of the equation.
Okay, so plus 2x
and
plus 2x.
Let's subtract 3 from both sides as well.
Minus 3 minus 3. Okay, now why can I add 2x to both sides of the equation?
Because that's keeping the equation the same.
Okay, if you think of if these two things are equal, if this side of the equation is equal to this side of the equation, if I change this side of the equation by adding 2x to it, I need to change this side of the equation by exactly the same amount. But why is it nice to change this side of the equation by adding 2x to it?
These cancel.
Right, they go away. Similarly, it's nice to subtract 3 from this side of the equation because now I don't have any numbers on this side of the equation. So I get
you have 6x.
6x
is 9.
I'm going to write it in the same column. 6x, I'm going to write plus 0, just to say that the numbers go away, equals 0x plus 9. Okay, so we see what happened. The numbers went away on this side of the equation, and the x's went away on this side of the equation, and I'm left with 6x equals 9. And so we achieved our goal of getting the variables on one side of the equation and the numbers on the other side of the equation. That's nice.
If we divide by 3 here, 2x is 3, so x is 3 halves.
Okay, well let's divide by 6.
Yeah.
Because we want to get x is. So we get x is 9/6.
Which you can cancel with 3.
Which is 3 halves. Okay. Now that we have x equals 3 halves, what do you want to do?
But we can check it.
Okay. Now that we have x equals 3 halves, we want to go back up to our other equation, the beginning equation, and check. Even though all we did to this equation is multiply it by 2, go back to the very beginning, because if you made a mistake, you want to be able to find out if you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how much room we have here, so let's just, unfortunately, I'm just going to erase and hope we didn't make a mistake. Also, I'm going to hope the eraser starts working better. So what was our answer? 3 halves?
Yep.
So I get 2 times 3 halves plus 3 halves. And we're wondering, does this equal minus 3 halves plus 6? Alright, well, 2 times 3 halves is
6. It's 6/4. No, it's 6 halves.
Okay. 6 halves, which is otherwise known as
6 halves is known as 3.
3. 2 times 3 halves is 3 plus 3 halves. Does this equal minus 3 halves plus 6? Okay. Well, what's 3 halves?
3 halves is just 3 halves.
Okay, so how do you want to see if these two are the same?
Let's convert this 3 to halves.
Okay, so it's 6 halves plus 3 halves, which is 9 halves. How about this side of the equation?
It's minus 3 halves plus 6 is 12 halves.
12 halves. So what's minus 3 halves plus 12 halves?
It's 9 halves.
9 halves.
Yay!
Check. Okay, so the answer to our equation here is, in fact, 3 halves. Okay. Now, we could have, right in the beginning, I think it's probably time to order some new paint and repaint this board, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that might be the thing to do. We could have just grouped, without messing around with the fractions, we could have added an x to both sides, and an x to both sides, and subtracted 3 halves, and subtracted 3 halves. So 2x plus x is 3x. 3 halves minus 3 halves is 0. Minus x plus x is
0.
Now 6 minus 3 halves is 12 halves minus 3 halves, which is 9 halves. Now I divide 9 halves by 3. What do I get?
9 halves. It's 9 halves times 1/3, which is 9/6, which is 3 halves.
3 halves. That's the other way to do it. Okay?
Yep.
Alright, good job, sweetie. Good job. Hopefully that's a nice example for us to use.